we struggle with the idea that, and the fact, or to act on the fact that in order to get a business transformation, we first need a leadership transformation. Because the images, the deep metaphors are so strong that it's very, very hard to set yourself aside and see yourself doing it. It's like conditioning. We use our minds to think, so the way our minds see things are deeply embedded in our understanding. So what is the deep metaphor that is so hard to avoid? It's this idea that the leader solves a problem and then staffs people in there to execute a solution. This is the very strong military thinking. This is kind of the Star Trek leadership. The captain struggles on his own with the problem, and then he sees it all, and he says to his people, make it so. Everybody does their bit, and it all comes together, and they solve they save the day. And this is the image that we carry in ourselves about leadership. The leader is the guy who cracks it, and then who pushes, bullies, forces, cajoles everybody in doing what he has or she has in mind, so that finally they succeed. This is a very powerful image. This is a very intuitive image. It also happens to actually not be how great leaders work, and it also happens to not be like how impossible odds are defeated. The lean model is completely different in terms of leadership. The leader figures out what the problem is. And mostly this is by making what they have work before changing it. So they help people solve their immediate problems. And as they do so, they understand the deeper problem. It's a deeper thinking. And then they frame it in a way, they express the problem, the large challenge, in a way that everybody understands and agrees. Once that is done, they expect everybody to do their best to take initiative, ingenuity, wisdom, to make steps towards making that happen. So this is not about leader and follower, this is about leaders and leaders. Somebody is there to say, we're going this way, and everybody is there to figure out what going this way means for them, making one change after the other. This is a profound transformation. It's a completely different image. Now, of course, this is how we went to the moon. The great idea was say we need to get to the moon, and you gather the best people you can, and they work at it and they figure it out. This is how some of our best leadership movies are constructed. This is the idea that you take these difficult, brilliant people, you put them together, and leadership is a seven samurai, and leadership is about showing them a way, but not knowing how to go there, because it's built on the initiatives of everybody else. So this is a very reasonable way to think about leadership. It's the way football teams are built. First you choose the players, and then you listen to what they have to say, and if you can give them a good direction, they will come together, and each will bring their individual skill and component and talent and passion, and you'll get somewhere extraordinary. So this transformation is not unreasonable. We see it around us all the time about people we consider with great leaders, but the images we have with leadership are just so wrong. So this is why it's so hard to grasp, because on the one hand, yeah, we can see that great leaders, I mean, when we think of Mandela, when we think of people like that, we can see that they're certainly not these dictatorial guys saying, "Oh, this is my way, follow me, do what you're told." Clearly not. But on the other hand, the image of the military leader who solves a problem on paper, goes to his direct reports that say, "Yes, sir," like robots, and then they go and do it. This image is so powerful and so deeply built in that it's very hard to step away and see it for what it is, which is just a metaphor. It's an image out of the 18th and 19th century in Europe. And this image doesn't have any more power than the reality of the other image of leadership, which is a people-centric, inclusive leadership. So this is why it's so hard, and this is why it's so fun. We know it works better. We have evidence every day it works better, but it means that we need to take a mirror to our own minds to realize the deep images we have on leadership and change those.